January, the best time to start. It's a brand new year, brand new term, like, let's get organised. Hello, I'm Chloe. I'm a first year drama student here at the University of Essex, and in today's video we are going to be focusing on pre-planning for the second term of the year. So term begins in a couple of days, and luckily I currently have no work that I have due. I'm all up to date with all modules. 3 of my modules have actually just finished, and I'm actually now beginning 3 new modules. So I kind of want to organise all my stuff, have a look at Phaser, look at Moodle, and kind of organise everything and kind of pre-plan and get ahead for the new term. So the first thing I actually want to do is update my module deadline sheet, which I actually have on my pin board. Let me get it down. This is what I made at the beginning of last term. I have written down all my modules, what the assessments are and when they're due, and then highlighted them once I've handed them in on Phaser or done them in real life, because I do a drama degree. Most of it is practical, so I can't really hand that in, but I have some assessments down here which are in this term which I haven't highlighted, but I want to update this, print a new one and get that on my pin board ready so that I can see all my deadlines very easily. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm logging on to Phaser right now, and I'm basically going to see all the deadlines that I have on there, and then add them to the sheet, which I already have. It's already on my cloud, so I'm just going to update that. So here, as you can see, I've got my submissions here on Phaser that I have, and I'm literally, well, this is one that's due in a couple of days' time. As you can see, handed it in, look at me. But all of these ones are for this term, so I'm going to add these all to my sheet now. Okay, so I have just printed it off. I print it off twice because I like to keep one on my pin board, and then I like to keep one in like my folder that I take to classes with me, just in case you know, my lecturers like to spring any formative assignments or any fun things. Plus on here, one of my modules isn't on here at all, and I believe that's because it's like 80% practical, and a lot of it is like exploring like theatrical techniques in the first half of spring term, and it goes into summer term, but I'll look into that a bit more when I look into that module on Moodle. But yes, I'm now going to pin this up on the pin board. So the next thing I want to do is kind of admin-y. I like sorting out all my folders, and I sort my folders out on my emails and on my laptop in general. I kind of have it in terms, so I can split each of the terms up so that everything is kind of in its place. If I ever need to go back to something, I'm like, oh, that was in the autumn term, that was in the spring term, and I can find it. So as you can see on my emails here, I named it BA Drama T1 Term 1, and then I have all my modules here so that when I had emails come in, I could just kind of slide them all in. Oh, and also my languages for all. It's not actually part of my degree, but it's another module that I take, so I also have it separately there. So I'm going to make an exact same one, but with all my new modules in for this term. So there you can see I've added in my term 2 folder and my modules for this term. For my emails, I keep it very casual, and I just kind of shorthand what the name of the modules are. So on my folders on my laptop, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So in term 1, I have my kind of modules here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing for term 2, but with obviously my new modules. And there you go, I have all my folders ready. So now what I want to do is look at my timetable for the first couple of weeks of term and write it in my diary. I'm not going to write the whole of the spring term's timetable, because each week it is the same, but also it could change here and there. And so I kind of do look at my timetable each week to see if anything has changed, and then kind of update it as and then. So I'm literally going to just write in the first 2 weeks of term, put it in my diary, because this is literally my life and saviour. I can get very, very busy, and I like to highlight in my diary. I split everything up between like uni work, work and kind of like my sports clubs, all sorts of things I have, hanging out with friends, that's a different colour. But yes, let's write down my timetable for the first couple of weeks. Okay, so that is my diary now in with my first 2 weeks of my timetable highlighted with pink I chose, and now I can fill in all my other bits and bobs with work and hanging out with people and all the stuff I get up to. Now, the next thing I want to do is look on the module directory at one of my modules I have for next term, because it currently doesn't have module on Moodle, so I can't really see much information about it, and I kind of want to have a little bit of an idea of, you know, what I am to expect. It's that course that I was talking about that's like 80% performance, but I do know that in spring term there's a lot of exploration of different theatre companies, and that's maybe something that I could, you know, get ahead on with, like reading or researching. So I'm gonna have a little look at the module directory now. Now, I'm currently looking at the SU website because I found something that I think I will quite take an interest to. It's SU Makes Best Year Yet, and having a little look, it's all about planning and organising and just being the best you. You can meet other people that like organising and making targets and just surrounding yourself with basically people like me. Just checking in with progress and chatting with like-minded people, and they're just drop-in sessions. I think I might have a little pop along and see what's going on there. So the last thing I want to talk about is kind of goes along the same thing with like New Year's resolutions and what I'm going to do better this year or this term to improve for myself. And I will say the top thing for me is not putting off something that's difficult until the last minute when it has to be done, because I did have an essay in the autumn term that wasn't something that I've ever done before previously in A-levels and all sorts. I've never done an essay in that kind of style, and maybe I could have reached out for help a bit earlier, and just tackling it straight on rather than leaving it to the last week of the Christmas holiday. I mean, who would do that? I guess it goes along with the same lines that I could maybe go to the library or go to the greenhouse cafe and kind of do some work in there. I feel like I thrive off of kind of louder environments. I have noticed doing my essay, I like put music on in the background. I kind of like that loud kind of atmosphere as I'm working along. So maybe pop into greenhouse, get myself a cheeky drink and a snack, a little sweet treat, and just crack on with the work. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it and you've kind of got a little bit of inspo and seen how I'm preparing myself for this new academic term. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye!